This is Into the Deep with Catherine Just, a podcast devoted to the evolution of consciousness, connection, and inspired creative expression. Hi, everybody. Is this a podcast?
We're doing a podcast, Catherine.
It's a podcast.
Yes, it is.
It's your second time here.
Yes, yeah.
I'm excited.
Number 2.
So many things have happened.
Oh my God, what a week it's been, right?
I mean, since the last podcast, so many
Yes,
things. But
yes.
this last week has been extraordinary.
So should we just do a quick recap of
Yes.
what's gone on this week?
Yes. Tell it.
Well, this past week, we were at an art fair.
We did an international art fair
Yeah.
called Tryst.
Yeah, through the Torrance Art Museum, which we are so grateful to them for all that they did, what they put on. I mean, they really did a great thing, and
We did.
it was wonderful to participate. It was transformative, and I have to say, I am left feeling nourished and energized.
I was going to ask you how you were feeling about
Nourished and energized. Those are the two words that I keep coming back to over and over again. Nourished and energized.
I just think it's great that you applied. You're a very new gallery. You've had 3 shows, and they said yes. That says a lot, I think, about your work and the two of you and your mission, your intention behind the gallery.
The two of us being myself and Noelle Alumit, who is
Yes.
my co-founder of Office, an artist-run gallery and exhibition space in downtown Los Angeles, which is why you can hear a helicopter in the background.
Maybe.
Downtown Los Angeles, at the Bendix building. That is where we are located, space 546. In case anyone wants to come by and say hello, we would love to see you.
Especially on Thursdays, because I'm here on
Yes,
Thursdays.
yes. Catherine, you have a residency.
I do. I have a residency with Office now. After I showed here, July 20th, I had a show here. It was extraordinary. I shared the space with Bonnie Lambert, who actually has art up now.
Fantastic painter.
Fantastic painter. And I loved being in this space so much I didn't want to leave. So I asked if I could come here every Thursday. Today is Thursday. And make art here and also document what's happening in the space and keep the social media going.
Yeah.
Because
yes.
it wasn't. And they were just noticing how much I post, how much I posted for the show. And I was obsessed, and I'm obsessed with this gallery. They're 2 of my favorite people. And so I just wanted to continue the momentum that was started with my show. I didn't want to stop that. So,
and just how much you post in general. I mean, I'm just gonna, give you some shout out that you're really good at the social media game. Like, you play it really well, you play it very skillfully, and I am so grateful. I want to say publicly on behalf of myself and Noelle, we are both very grateful that you've just taken it on, and you're posting, and you make amazing content, and it's not cheesy. It doesn't feel cringy. It feels real. Yes, it's not cringy. And like, for me, I don't have any problem with the art making part of any of this. Like, that does not come hard for me. What comes hard for me is all the stuff around the art making, which social media is a necessary piece. It is a piece I am not good at. It's a piece I do not love. And I'm so glad that we are able to partner with you on that and make the most of it. So
me too. It's good for me too. It actually inserts me into the world of all the other artists that are showing here. And I've gotten to know them even better because I'm tagging them. I'm looking at their work on their websites, and I feel like I'm also fostering relationships with more than just you two, but like the gallery itself and who you feel are important to show.
mm-hmm.
It's been really interesting for me to be a part of that part of it. But also at the International Art Fair, I was making content the whole weekend, but also I got to watch you in your element. It was really great to see you in your element and to see what happens to me when I'm in a gallery space and what happens to you. And what happens to you is you become curious about whoever enters.
I'm generally curious.
You are generally curious.
And genuinely curious.
And genuinely, that's the thing. It just felt it was just interesting to see you. because I'm used to seeing you in a very specific way. I've not seen this before.
It was, I did feel very much like I was in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing in the right way. Everything felt very right size and correct. And I mean, like I said, I was nourished and I was energized, like moment to moment, It was great to see so much great work. It was great to be one more piece of what was great. And one thing that I just want to say, because this is just part of what I believe in a way that I want to continue to move through the world, is that when, it takes all of us, right? It takes all of us to keep this going. When one of us succeeds, we all succeed, right? Like a rising tide will raise all boats.
I like that.
And like, none of us are doing this alone. We're not all crazy on the same day. We're all going to have days where we need the person who is like the most solid to like, tug the hardest. So it's great. It's great to be part of something.
Yeah, it has been great to be part of something. And I'm used to just making work alone or teaching classes. And this is really different for me to support a gallery. It's not my gallery, but to support it and want it to succeed with all of my heart, with all of my time, energy, effort, not all of it, because I want to make my own art too.
But you do.
But I do. Yes, I do. And that's part of the struggle, I think, that a lot of people that I teach have, is when do you fit in your own art making practice, and how do you maintain a consistency with it? And how do you surround yourself with other art and other artists without completely going down the rabbit hole of doom, comparing yourself to others? And it was interesting just to be around artists all weekend from all over the world, who
literally all over the world,
who had really interesting things to say and interesting ways of expressing it in ways I would have never thought of, which is super inspiring to me. I really love seeing art that I'm drawn to, and also art that I'm not drawn to, because I think it also, like, why is that? What is it doing? Just to become curious about all of it, I think lends itself to deepen my own art practice, my own understanding of what's possible.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Light my brain aflame.
Yes.
Sure. I mean, there were so many, at some point I would love, I'm having an idea right now. Like, it would be great to do a podcast episode just recapping what we experienced at Tris.
Like the art itself.
Yes.
Yes.
And because
we have pictures.
And what this would require is for each of us to do a little bit more research on the individual artists so that we could talk about them in a fuller, more comprehensive way.
On the podcast.
If that would be fantastic. All right. Okay. Things to look forward to, listener. Yes.
I mean, especially that one piece with the chairs. Just saying.
Well, I know how you feel about chairs.
I mean, I can't even.
Yeah. That could be an episode all on its own. Catherine Just's relationship to the chair.
I almost had a tattoo with chairs all over it. Okay, anyway, side note. So this all, I think what's important about this is an opportunity for us to also bring what we have been distilling around what it takes to become an artist, what it takes to edit your work for a show. Not my favorite.
I love it.
Make an artist statement.
Don't love it, but love it. I'm talking about my experience.
I know.
I also don't love it, but I'm learning to love it. I'm learning to love how uncomfortable it is. And I'm learning to really get into the exercise of stating things in a concise, clear way with as few words as possible.
Well, you just said something to me. We were talking about it before we hit record, because when you curated my show, I read my artist statement out loud, and line by line, I would say the line and you would say, no. So emphatically no.
And then I said, how honest do you want to get?
I know, man. He wanted me to get more honest. That's not my normal. I'm very transparent.
I think it's a human thing. Yeah.
Well, I'm very transparent. I talk about my life very openly. People know a lot of things, and I know how to articulate that very easily, because I've been doing it my whole life, for 37
Your
years.
entire adult life.
Yes, I've been talking about the inside workings of being alive. And that's what I'm making my art about. But I tend to not be specific when I'm talking about my art because
I think you mean you're not specific in the context of an artist's statement.
yes,
because,
that's what I mean.
Because there are, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's because there are some very hard, perhaps not true ideas about what an artist statement is. Like as an individual artist, it feels cringy.
Yeah.
It feels cringy.
It's
So being okay with writing an artist statement that is true to you and authentic to you, but still checks the boxes of what, academia and the professionals say an artist statement is supposed to be.
And also helps the viewer deepen their understanding if that's what you want. But
you don't have to want that.
To want that.
Yeah, right. You are free to not want that.
And I was challenged by and took it on when he said, how authentic and real do you want to get? And
meaning me?
You, meaning you. And it really pushed me. I think it's the best artist statement I've ever written. And it took three of us, to name the work, write the artist statement, revise the artist statement. And it is an artist statement that has been around since 2016 or so. Like this work is an ongoing process. So
it is a living thing,
just
as the art is, right? The art is a living thing.
Yes.
The living thing. It is living and it is dying.
It is
right?
living and dying.
It has a life. That's a beginning, a middle, and an end.
But then, so I went through this process of also having to come up with pricing and limited editions. And how the hell do I put a price on it?
What's the magic number?
Yeah. What's the magic number? And also how to get it. How did I want to display it on the wall? All of these things. What paper did I want to, like all the things.
All the questions.
All at once to have a show happen. It was really important. It was really important.
It is all very important. Every part is as important as any other part. And I like that you said it took three people to do
the artist
certain components, because if you've got the people in your life who want to see you succeed and you trust their input.
I do.
Wrangle them.
Well, this guy, I just want to say, this guy, I told him he could do this. Can I say it?
Say it.
I think everyone should hire him to be their art consultant because of my experience, the experience that I had. The experience that I had of you looking at my work, curating the pieces, not the pieces I would have picked, but it forced me to see my work, and it forced me. I had to live with this work that you picked that I wouldn't have picked for months. And it changed me. Not only did it changed me, it changed the way I'm looking at my work. It's changing. It's been a really, and you had so much input on, it was collaborative.
Absolutely.
It was collaborative. And that was that was what took it to another level too. I really trusted you. I don't trust many people. Like, people have opinions, but then I just do what I want anyway. But with you, I really was like, maybe I would push back, but then I would look again. I would lean in and maybe try something different. So, and it pushed me to see that installation is a avenue I want to explore now.
It very much feels like a natural next step for you.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
It's been in my mind for years. I just have not. And now I am.
The moment comes when the moment comes. And I'm excited to see what the rest of this year does for you and what 2025 does for you.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to see how you leap. To where you jump.
Thank you. Me too. And then all this stuff comes up. I have to say, all this stuff, the fear of like, what the hell am I doing? All the stuff that I teach in my classes comes up for me too. It's not just, all of my mentors say it too. It happens for them too. The self-doubt, the what am I doing? The hesitation, all the things.
The human part, you mean?
The human part. And so let's tell them. I want to tell them.
Yes, we have some exciting news.
I wanted to tell you all that we decided to have a class based on what we just went through and what we continue to go through. I've been a working artist since 1992 when I graduated art school, and you have.
I've been doing this my whole life. I became very serious about it in 2013 as a result of a personal, what do you call that?
Thing.
My appendix burst and I almost died, but I didn't
that.
die. Yeah,
Just that.
that life-changing moment, which I'm not going to get into now because it's a long story and I don't want to go off on that tangent. But suffice to say that it made me that something literally had to explode inside of me.
Wow, man, that's intense.
That's deep, right?
That's deep.
To anyway, to shine a light on what was next, and I said yes, and here we are. So it will now manifest as a class.
Yes, we're teaching a class called The Art of Being an Artist, and it's starting September 17th. It's 6 weeks, and each week we tackle another topic that we basically just talked about. How do you show up consistently to the art that you're here to make? And imposter syndrome and self-doubt. And we have opinions that are different that we want to bring to the table to help you get your art to the next level. How do you kill your darlings? How do you edit the work that you're attached to, but it doesn't quite say? I mean, I just had the experience of him picking my art that I would have never picked, and he didn't pick my favorite pieces. And now I understand the importance of the pieces he did pick and why he didn't pick the other ones. And how can you do that too? How can you look at the bigger body of work and get really clear and honest about what is the best work for what you're trying to say, not the best work that you're attached to because you're attached to it. It's different. I think there's a difference.
Yeah. So basically it's going to be 6 weeks, once a week for 6 weeks. And should we just sort of break down week by week how we're going to go through this? So the first week, we're going to talk about what it means to take yourself seriously as an artist. What does that mean? Right?
Right. And we were talking about the believing in false narratives.
Yeah. What are these narratives that we all have in our mind about our work, about our method of working, about the right way to do this, the right way to do that? You know, for me, the most valuable thing I've experienced is really asking myself the hard question, is this thing that I think is so true, is it actually true?
Is it actually true?
Is this a false narrative that I'm committing to for good reasons that used to protect me? Or is it something that I'm just holding on to because I'm afraid to ...
Yeah, I want to explore that with anybody that takes the class and like really unpack that and get to the other side of it so that you can just release it and get on with it.
Yeah.
And
I was talking today to someone about, you know, we all carry around our big bag of bullshit. All of us do. And as we continue to grow, as we continue to self-actualize, as we continue to expand, we rise up the pyramid. And in order to rise up the pyramid, in order to ascend, we've got to empty out this big bag of bullshit a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
Right. And part of that is, what are these false narratives? Because it's just one more item in my big bag of bullshit. And I've had to let go of a lot of ideas that maybe did apply at one time, but they just don't anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love how you said that. And so the first week is taking yourself seriously. The second week is about the editing and how to kill your darlings. The third week is about visibility, which is a big deal. Even just putting yourself and your art on social media. And also, do you need a website? We're going to talk about that too. What's the deal with websites? And then in week 4, we're going to dive into pricing.
Numbers, magic numbers.
But it's also about value and worth.
Yeah.
Our own personal value and worth, and what we think our art is worth.
What our time is worth, what our ideas are worth, our experience.
But also the false narratives that we put on our work and why we think it should be $1 instead of 1,000. You know, like,
or I'll just give it to you.
I know. Oh,
I mean, that could be a whole 6-week course in and of itself. So anyway.
And then week 5, we're gonna dive into the artist statement.
Yes. How do you say?
How do you say it?
How do you say it in as few words as possible?
And get it done.
And get it done.
You're gonna get it done.
Hit print.
and how to work with galleries and curators and really get your art on the walls, whether it's a juried show or, you know, your own show, or if it's a physical gallery or an online gallery.
Or just in your friend's house and you want to
Yeah.
have a dinner party and share your work with people who you really love.
Yes,
There's a lot of value in that as well.
that's very true. So we're going to cover all that.
All things big and small.
So that's what's happening. We'd love for you to join us.
Please, please.
There's a special price right now, depending on when you're listening to this. So there's a link somewhere. Find it, click it, find out more about us and about the class, and we'll see you there. We really look forward to having you.
And if you want to follow us on the socials,
I'll put a link with all those links. Now, we just put a red dot on a piece of artwork.
oh yes, I sold a drawing, which I'm very excited about.
I'm really excited.
Yeah,
for
it was a thrill. I mean, this is not really, I mean, maybe you can make out a little bit of what's back there. I don't know. Okay. Okay. Anyway, these drawings back here, they're drawings from basically my dream journal. So I'll tell the story if that's okay. So I reached this moment many months ago where I just did not want to reach for my phone the first thing when I wake up in the morning. I just realized there's nothing in there. There's nothing in there for me.
There's nothing in there.
There's nothing in there that is going to offer me anything. So I thought, put the phone away from my bed. I don't want it here. So I decided to keep a dream journal. So I have two. I have a small journal that I can write in if I want to write down what was going on in my dreams. And then I also have a sketchbook. These are sketches and drawings from my dreams. So I invite you to do that as well.
And one of his pieces sold. Can I just take over?
Yes,
and tell
yes,
them?
of course. She's gonna bring it up and show you so you can experience it.
I can't.
Yes, I will let you.
Can't handle it. So exciting. So here it is. We put the red dot on it today. This one right here. This is one of my favorite pieces of his. And I don't know if you've been following Office, but I love to watch them flow in the air like prayer flags. That's what it feels like, or like the dreams are floating. I don't know. It's exciting. But there's other work here too from really extraordinary artists. So if you get a chance to come in, we would love it.
All right. Well, I think we've said it. I think we've said what we need to say.
We could keep talking.
But
forever.
we'll let you off the hook.
Thanks for listening. I hope to see you on social media or see you in the class or see you in the gallery. That's it for now. Ciao for now.
Ciao for now.
Ciao for now. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Into the Deep with Catherine Just. You can check out all other episodes and help support the podcast over on catherinejust.com/podcast. Be sure to subscribe, rate, comment, and review over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else you listen to this podcast. You can share this episode on social media. I look forward to having my voice in your ears next time. Take care.